Calling from a 914 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Kat from Portland, Oregon.
Kat?
So I'm using. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. What's your name from Portland?
Ket, K-E-T-T.
Ket.
Which is a shortening of my last name, which will be relevant in a minute. Because I'm calling with some George Latimer gossip that's maybe 10 years out of date, but
okay.
This guy, sorry, I'm a little nervous. I've been listening to you guys for years now, and I've tried to call a couple times. This is my first time getting through.
Well, I'm nervous too.
Yeah,
that's why we tried to avoid picking up the phone from you.
Well, okay. So my aunt is a judge in Westchester County.
Okay.
By the name of Susan Kettner. And so this is like 10 plus years ago at this point. I think they might still be together. To my understanding, Latimer is married.
Okay.
But just has an arrangement with his wife and was dating my aunt. And he came to one of our dysfunctional family Christmas events.
Okay.
And to give you like the family dynamic, it's like you have to imagine like a not quite as affluent cast of Arrested Development who are just like
So to be clear here, because I just want to make sure I want to make sure like we're distinguishing and I should say I don't know who you are. This is a phone call. People should always understand that we take these phone calls. Anybody could call in. But you're saying that you've actually met Latimer at a family function because he was...
Yes, because he was is still in, I believe, an extramarital relationship with my aunt. Yeah, so this is wild. So this is probably like 2011, 2012. Because my grandmother was still alive, so all my aunts and uncles at this point, like they kind of, don't get along with each other, but everyone spends the holidays together, and they're all sniping at each other. My grandparents outside the family were like New York country club Republicans. All their kids are like blue dog Democrats, and. And so this guy shows up, and it was like a big deal that my aunt was dating someone because she'd been single for a really long time.
Okay.
And this guy shows up in the middle of our like Christmas deal that was at my aunt's house that year. And what a piece of shit. Like, he's just like terrible, but like not in an overtly racist, offensive way, but I've never met someone in my life who was more of a stereotype of a politician, because he came into a room where like everyone was has decades of like built up resentments and tension getting through like the holidays, and he comes in just thinking he can win everyone over and just campaigned. He campaigned for the entire through get to know you, opening presents, dinner, the whole 9 yards. And he was trying so hard. And like the thing that was sort of gratifying, and I don't get along with like basically anyone on that side of the family and haven't talked to anyone in many years.
Sounds like it. And certainly I got news for you. If you were hoping for some type of reconciliation, I think that's out the window.
Light the torch. I am fine with that bridge being burned. That's totally cool.
It feels like it.
But yeah, but to their credit, it was like watching a comic crash and burn, because that guy campaigned so hard and he couldn't move anyone.
Well, we just found an article in Talk of the Sound from 2021. George Latimer gal pal Sue Kettner lands six-figure county job.
Good for her.
And
some interesting
she pushed
stuff
me in
about
the pool when I was 7, so whatever.
Some interesting stuff about Latimer getting in a car crash, apparently racing to meet her before a campaign event, and there's some interesting gossip, so I appreciate it.
It's an
yeah. No,
Latimer's long-standing personal relationship with Kettner has been an open secret in Westchester politics for years, with Latimer and Kettner often seen together at various political fundraising events. I mean, it's sort of weird that if what you're saying is true, and I have no way of validating it, is there anything you could tell me about your that exchange that might be, you'd have some unique information about Latimer that would sort of indicate that maybe this is actually true? I mean, you just talked about your cousin, your aunt. I mean, this is pretty, let's put it this way, like to hire somebody when you're county super of Westchester, to hire somebody that you're romantically involved in for 140 grand a year seems a little, I don't know, inappropriate.
And not surprising at all, because the way that whole corner of my life, that all people in that family, it's all back scratching. That's all politics is. It's just them doing favors for one another. What do you owe one another, and then what will you do? What will you bend over and give?
Do you know if your aunt is still working for the county? Did you even know that she was working for the county?
I have no idea. Like, I knew that she was a judge, and I knew that that her opponents, like, this is the last like gossip, like 10 years ago or so, that when she was rerunning, people were defacing her like yard campaign signs with like calling her a slut, like, and it's so like ridiculous. And like, honestly, like, I have no, it's not like I have any moral outrage about, you know, an open marriage. You know, that's cool, but they weren't cool with it in a progressive way.
I have no problem with him having, you know, whatever, an open marriage or whatever arrangement it is. That's all personal, but you're not supposed to hire your girlfriend.
Don't hire the polycule.
For a, you know, a sweet, you know, county job when you retire, after she's probably getting her judge pension too. I don't know. That seems.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I had to spend a Christmas with him, and he was like just like a total piece of crap. And yeah, so just hearing his name like pop up on your show, you know, probably the first time like a month or two ago, when you guys first started like mentioning that this race was coming up, and I'm just like, oh shit, like that guy, like I just like felt this like personal, like I'm like, oh, that guy sucks. Wow. Like not just in a. Well, obviously his policies are terrible and everything he's doing are terrible, but just like personally, I was like, that guy was just like not cool.
He had his side piece, $136,000 a year.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Left is best. Anarchy and peace. Bye.
All right, thanks. Interesting.
More people who, if you have family relations that are political actors, you know, call in. We should maybe set up a hotline.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Somebody should be picking that up in the news.
Attorney John Nunn said, hiring a retired judge was something I never thought of before. I've been here for years, and I don't remember getting any resumes from judges who were retiring.
Yeah. Well, we should pass that on to, I don't know if it would be helpful or not, but sort of feels like it.
This is, Latimer-Kettner relationship exploded, blah, blah, blah. Latimer had lied to Senate Democratic leadership to skip budget votes. He claimed he had promised to take his wife on a vacation trip to England. As the state Senate continued its work on the budget, Latimer visited London and Liverpool, not with his wife, but his girlfriend, Susan Kettner, who posted about her romantic trip to the UK with George on Facebook.
No More Hiroshimos says, Latimer just sounds like a generous lover to me.
It's going to make him really popular with the having affairs community.
Exactly. But also, it's not, I don't care if the guy's having an affair. That's up to him.
It's the hiring.
I really just don't know. Like, it just seems a little bit dubious to me. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.